Hi, I'm Kevin Bowling, Tournament Director for Central Pro-Am Association, and I'd like to welcome you to today's show. This week's stop on the Freedom Tour is at Bull Shoals Lake in northern Arkansas. Unpredictable weather and changing water conditions met our anglers during their pre-tournament practice, but spirits were high because lots of fish were being caught.
Right now should be redfin time. Normally when the fish come off the beds, they go out on these bluffs, chase shad, but the lake's dirty. It's been dirty for 3 weeks. I don't know why. Nobody else knows why. It's not because of the rain. It acts like it's turning over, but it's staying that way. If you find the right kind of day down here in this lower end, you can catch fish on redfin. But I say probably a jig will win the tournament, and it'll probably be a 3-pound average. There've been some good strings caught lately. The banks are loaded with fish, a lot of them small, and anything you can throw, you're gonna catch fish. Part of them will keep, most of them won't.
I put in and fished for about an hour without a bite, and then finally went to do what I came to do. And within an hour and a half, had a limit that would have weighed 12.5 pounds. And then from there, caught 3 big fish. I could have weighed 20 pounds yesterday. Now, the point, I'm not telling you I can catch 20 pounds in this tournament, but I'm telling you I did it yesterday. I had probably 15 keepers, not hurting the fish, doing a lot of jumping around, just fishing here and there, but basically the same pattern. They're spawning fish. I'm not sight fishing, but they are spawning fish, and that changes from day to day. I don't know what this weather will do to it. The wind blows hard, it'll be tough to do it. Some of these fish, you wouldn't pitch to that area because it was so shallow, and I think that might have been something I was doing a lot of guys weren't doing. I'm fishing real shallow banks with any kind of cover, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a cover. You see, it can be a rock, some kind of piece of wood. A lot of times, just make a pitch and work your jig out to 5 or 6 foot of water, and it just starts swimming off, you know.
I'm expecting to have a pretty good tournament on Bull Shoals this time around because it's cloudy and we got a lot of rain, and there are going to be a lot of people take chances and come up with a good pattern, you know, even though the fish hadn't been biting very well. The top water quality fish ain't running very big, 2.5 average, you know, and there's a lot better fish biting up the lake. And if I can get a limit down here, or even if I don't, I'm still going to make the run, try to catch 2 or 3 4-pound fish or better.
A topwater bite can be one of the most exciting experiences fishing you can have, and our Central Pro-Am Association anglers couldn't wait to get on the lake. And like they expected, lots of methods were being used to catch those Bull Shoals bass. Professional angler Gary Rusk and his amateur partner Tom Spencer are looking to bag a limit, while Jason Lloyd and Rod Franks land a nice keeper bass. Professional Bobby Sullivan is showing amateur Jerry Henderson how some of his practice areas are really paying off. And David Barker and Fred Bauer are trying yet a different approach to find these Bull Shoals bass, and find them they are. Troy Akins and Kenny Keeter are really seeing up close how good those Akins jigs are. When we come back, we'll see who had the right pattern for this windy Saturday. But before that, professional angler Shane Voiles has a tip for us, so stay right here.
And now it's time for Tips from the Top, brought to you by Ranger Boats.
The key to this pattern was making extremely long casts. It had to be the long cast to get that crankbait down because we were fishing in pretty deep water. There was a hump in the middle of this flat, and these fish were on top of this hump because of the current.
Welcome back to the Freedom Tour on Bull Shoals. Catching fish here in the early spring is always common, and this Saturday's weigh-in should be no exception. He's got 11.55. 11.55. Go get him tomorrow. Currently leading the tournament in the Pro Division, 13.40 pounds. 330. You got 330? Yep. 355. A good fisherman, I tell you, this time of year, especially fall till about July, he's hard to beat. Billy, how many you got in the sack?
5.
5 bass. Billy won our event on Table Rock last year. 5 bass that weigh 9.75 pounds. That's a great start. You got the lead right now. That is a beautiful fish right there. It looks like the belly's a little spawned out. You don't look spawned out at all, Butchie. You and I have yet to spawn.
Just an old wood jitterbug.
An old wood jitterbug. 13.25 pounds, 13 and a quarter, 1500s off right there. There's second place right now in the Pro Division. Rufus Harris. Great job, Rufus. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is a Bull Shoals smallmouth bass. That's a beautiful fish. Hold it up high there so they can get a picture of that. Did she fight a little? Just a little. Fought a little. We'll call the weight here. 5 bass, 13.40 pounds, 1080. Currently leading the tournament, 1085. Second place by 0.05 of a pound. Go catch him tomorrow. 13.30 pounds. That's second place, I think, right now in the Pro Division. Go catch him for us tomorrow. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Terry Thomas. How many bass is in there? 5 fish. Currently leading the tournament just under 10 pounds. Not anymore. 10.85 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your leader right now in the amateur division, Mr. Dave Bewley. 5 bass, currently leading the tournament, 13.40 pounds. Goodbye, 13.90 pounds. There's your leader right now. Bobby Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for him. Bobby Sullivan has just a half-pound lead over Arkansas professional angler Ron Weiss, with several other anglers close behind. We'll be right back, but not until we've had a moment to listen to some of the anglers about tomorrow's strategy.
I talked to other guys who are catching limits, so I think it's going to be a good tournament. I think a lot of guys are going to catch fish. I think there'll be a lot of limits caught. The guys who put a string together 2 days maybe, or just 1 day, and then an average string the next day like I did yesterday, will win the tournament.
Yeah, I expect a shallow bite probably in the back of the creeks to win the tournament, and probably jig fish. There's some back there to be caught.
We've had lots of rain on our tournament anglers this season, but Sunday's fishing had some sunshine and plenty of fish. Ron Weiss and Danny Russell are having good success with spinnerbaits today. Shane Voiles and Alfred Chapman are both in the top 5 after day 1, and they have found more fish on day 2. Bobby Sullivan and Chuck Stratton have also found more fish at another of Bobby's spots. Rufus Harris and Dave Dickherber almost don't have room to turn the boat around in this cut. Troy Akins and Kenny Teeter really know how to land a fish. Is that a three-point shot? As you can see, lots of fish and some other things were being caught on Sunday. When we return, we'll see if the Day 1 leaders can hold on to their lead for Day 2. Welcome back. With lots of anglers weighing lots of fish, things were getting kind of bunched at Sunday's weigh-in. Well, they need to weigh over 6 pounds. They weigh 680. 680.
That's good. Well,
Is that good?
Shorter
Hang on, let's see what it does. 20.70 pounds. There's your leader right now in the Pro Division, Bobby Sullivan. Great job, Bobby. We'll weigh one for big fish. 360. Big fish right now in the amateur division. 4 more bass today. Called the weight. 8.55 pounds. 2-day total right now, 19.35 pounds. There's your leader right now in the amateur division. Our third place guy from yesterday, Terry Thomas, had 13.30. He needs another just under 13 pounds today, T. How many you got?
I've only got 4 little ones.
Not going to reach 13 pounds today. 7.60 pounds, T. Thanks for fishing with us. Terry's got a copy of your weigh-in slip. 2-day total, 20.90 pounds. Well, yesterday you had 11.45. Not going to be enough to take the lead, but it's going to get you a nice check, I imagine. 10 pounds even, Jerry. 10 even. How are you catching your fish?
I'm flipping in a spinnerbait. Start out early with a spinnerbait, and then after that I go to a 5/16 ounce Akins jig.
21.45 pounds, Jerry. Nice job. Nice sack of fish, Steve. 8.40 pounds. 840. 2-day total, 10.85 pounds. 12.5 pounds. 12.5 pounds. Well, you're always just kind of sneaking up there from behind.
I'm always trying to.
Give you your 2-day total, David. Great job. 21.45 pounds for 2 days. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for David Barker. Boy, look at that beautiful smallmouth. How many brownies you have in there?
4.
4 smallmouth. He thought it weighed about 11.5 pounds. Call the weight. 11.65 pounds. 6.5. You missed it by 15 hundredths. You owe me $1. Terry's got your weigh-in slip right over here. 2-day total, 20.95 pounds. I'm sure that'll get you some money before the weekend's out. 4 bass today for this amateur division competitor, 9.35 pounds. Well, that's a great job. 2-day total, 12.10 pounds. How'd you catch your fish?
Call them on the grub.
4.80 pounds. How many fish were in there, Kirk?
3.
3 bass in there today, 480. 2-day total, 13.55. Stick around. We'll see if we've got some money for you. All right. This man yesterday was in 3rd place in the amateur division with 975. Billy Bird joins us. Didn't bounce back, did you, bud? 155. 155. Sure we'll have some money for you. Nice job. Shane Voiles joins us next. Shane had 11.55 yesterday, was in 10th place. Going to weigh one for big fish first. Made me nervous. I looked up there and saw that one fish in there. Currently, big bass is 485. It's still there, 410. 410, that's tied for second big bass right now in the Pro Division. How many you got to go with it?
I have 5 total, and I've got 4 other good ones to go with it.
Could be a good day for you, my friend, because currently leading the tournament, 20.70 pounds. You had 11.55. You just need 10 pounds to take the lead. Holy cow, 14.50 pounds. My gosh. Let's don't just take a little bit of a lead. Let's take a lot of lead. Here's your 2-day total, bud. 26.05 pounds. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your leader right now in the Pro Division, Shane Voiles. This win for touring professional Shane Voiles marks his first at a Central Pro-Am event.
Being that I fish professionally, I get the flexibility to come and fish just about any time that I want. I came down last week I was fishing a tournament on Table Rock. So I came down last week on Monday and Tuesday, and I caught about 50 fish each day. And on Monday I had 15 keepers, and on Tuesday I had 10. So I really had a lot of confidence, and I tuned in on some real quality fish.
At Ranger, we're obsessed.
Set one apart from the crowd. Let's hear how Shane Voiles put his fish in the bag.
So on Bull Shoals, if it's cloudy, it's going to be rainy, or a little bit of chop. Since it's so clear, a lot of big bags over the years have been caught on Zara Spook on topwater. So I knew I could catch them on Saturday, all right, because see a fish that I found the week before. So Thursday, I went and tried to find fish as backup. And to win one of these, it takes so much to win one of these. You have to have multiple patterns. I had some really big fish located on the main lake, and I couldn't fish them because it was too windy to correctly operate the spook. Well, on a flat, I caught a 3-pounder, and then we noticed that there was a lot of current. They started generating running water. There was water coming in because of the rain, but then there was also water going out, so there was double the current. Well, anytime you have current and it's post-spawn, well, you better have a big crankbait tied on. I was burning the crankbait pretty fast, all right? And it would just hit, bounce, bounce, bounce. But once I hook the fish, you know, I'm kneeling to get it down even more. I'm down on both knees, and I got the rod as far in the water as I can. I'm reeling. So when the fish would hit it, they would hit it so hard, they would hook themselves. So all I had to do was just barely sweep it, and I left the rod in the water, and I actually slowed the retrieve down after the fish bit it. The crankbait that I was throwing was the Strike King Deep Diver. Well, I took a chartreuse spiket, and this was a yellow crankbait, and I poured it on both sides of the crankbait and turned it even more yellow, so it had scent, and it was a completely different color than anybody else was throwing. And the fish grabbed it and hung on to it. All sets of hooks were in their mouth. So I knew I had the right pattern, and I knew I had the right bait.
Well, that wraps up another exciting Central Pro-Am tournament. Join us next time as the Freedom Tour heads to Grand Lake of the Cherokees in northwest Oklahoma for more exciting tournament action and some big bags of fish. If you'd like Kevin Bowl